Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear viewers, we are discussing our next chapter, that is strategies in action. And in this chapter, we are discussing 13, fifth chapter of strategic management concept and cases by Fred David. So in this chapter, we will be able to discuss long-term objectives, and we will have a chat about balanced scorecard, type of strategies, integration strategies, intensive strategies, and we will also discuss differentiation and defensive strategies. We will make comments about Porter's 5 generic strategies. We will also discuss the means to achieve those strategies and strategic management non-profit organizations. So this, as I told you, that it is 5th chapter of strategic management. The first thing that we need to understand, that is long-term objectives, and there are certain characteristics of setting up objectives. The first thing, that objective must be quantifiable. Quantifiables in quantitative terms, we need to define our objectives. For example, if you say that in the next 3 years we want to increase our sale, it is not clear that what percentage you want to accomplish, like how much percentage of sales you want to increase in the next 3 years. It is not quite clear. So if you say that we want to increase our sale by 20% in the next 2 years, so now the percentage of increase is quite clear. It is quantifiable. It is defined in quantitative way. So it means your objective is quantifiable. Secondly, it must be measurable. You say that we want to so the first thing, objective must be quantifiable, and secondly they must be measurable, so we could measure them. For example, if you say that we want to bring structural changes in our organization and want to improve the culture of our organization in the next 3 years, it is not measurable somehow. So objective must be measurable. For example, if you say that we want to increase our sales by 20% in the next 3 years, so now it is quite clear that you want to increase your sale by 20%, and secondly, sales can easily be measured, that how much increase has been noticed in the next 3 years. So must be measurable, and it must be realistic. You say that we want to increase our sales by 3,000%. It is not a bit practical. It's not realistic. So based on the market situation, based on the previous trends, based on the history, you need to set up realistic objectives. And then fourthly, it must be understandable. For example, you said that we will bring structural changes into the systems and manufacturing processes, and we will develop the culture in very sportive culture within the organization and within the departments, and like you mentioned so many things, but it is not clear what you want to accomplish basically. So objective must be understandable, that what you want to accomplish out of this exercise or what you want to accomplish in the next couple of years. It must be challenging and must be hierarchical. Hierarchical in a sense that there must be certain logics between the objectives. For example, you are constructing a building in your company, and you say that okay, we will install wall paneling and false ceiling in the first 2 years, and then you say that we will construct a building in the next 3 years, and we will acquire land. The third objective, that we will acquire land in the first 3 years. No, your objectives are not hierarchical. So there must be logic that in order to construct the building, firstly you need to acquire the land. So you need to say that okay, we will acquire the land and we will develop the feasibility report, then acquire the land, then construct the building, then finally finish the building and install paneling kind of things. So their objective must be hierarchical, and they must be obtainable, as I told you, and there must be concurrent. Concurrent means they must be interrelated. So like these are few characteristics of objectives. So whatever the objective you set up for your organization, they must satisfy these characteristics. They must satisfy these attributes. So it's mean now we have learned that to set up our long-term objectives. Objectives can be set at different levels of organization, and we have like three major levels: corporate level, functional divisional level, and functional level of organization. Most of the objectives that are set up at corporate level, top level, they are long term in nature, and it is usually mentioned that 75% of the objectives are long term objectives that are set up at corporate level, while at functional level 75% of the objectives are short term objectives or long term annual objectives. It's mean whether a long term objective and short term objectives, they vary with respect to organizational level. So at corporate level, we set up 75% of the objectives are long term objectives and 25% are annual and short term objectives, while at functional level 75% are annual objectives or short term objectives and 25% are long term objectives. So whether we will set up a long term or short term objectives, they will be varying from of one organization level to another. So having clear objectives are very important and very useful. It is just like having a clear mission statement that we discussed in our first video. Because if you have a clear objective, so it will tell you that it will tell you the direction. It will you can set up your you can set up I'm recording video. बाद में देखता हूँ. So basically it will create a synergy between the objectives, and it will help you to allocate resources. It will give you direction. It will help you to align your resources. It will help you to develop evaluating mechanism. So like you will be yielding many benefits from having clear objectives. So that is our aim. So like these are the benefits of having clear objectives. So you need to define clear objectives. Objectives could be financial and strategic in nature. Financial objectives means that you set up your objectives in monetary terms, like growth and revenue. That we want to increase growth sales by 20%. We want to improve our earning by 10%. We are aiming to give. We want to increase 20%. We are aiming to increase 20% increase in dividend. We want to increase our profit margin by 3%. We want to increase our return on investment by 5%. Like this means you are defining your objectives in financial, in monetary terms. So these are called financial objectives. Sometimes we set up our objectives in strategic way. We call it strategic objectives. For example, you say that we want to increase market share by 5%. We want to increase our market share greater than our counterparts. We want to improve our on-time delivery, and we want to bring improvement in delivery services. We want to offer better delivery services than rivals, than competitors. We want to reduce cost than rivals, higher product quality than rivals, wider geographical coverage than rivals, better market coverage than competitors. Want to achieve technological leadership in the industry. We want to improve our products better than our competitors. So these are strategic objectives. Sometimes you can define your objectives in monetary terms, and sometimes you can define your objectives in strategic way. But it entirely depends upon you how you are doing it. Keep in mind one thing. Don't try, please avoid to do the followings. For example, if you have, sometimes we have an attitude that I haven't broken it, so I will not fix it. Please try to avoid this attitude. Don't do it. Please don't follow that managing by crisis. And please avoid managing by subjectives that, okay, this is the best thing that I know, okay, I will do it. So you need to proceed according to your objectives. Please try to avoid doing these things. Don't make action based on just hope, okay, things gonna much better, let's take this initiative, things gonna be much better. Please try to avoid these things. So I told you the objective must be quantifiable, clear, attainable, understandable, hierarchical in nature. Like there are certain characteristics, and you can define your objectives either in financial way, monetary terms, or you can like define them in strategic way, but it is entirely dependent on you. So that's what you need to do. Balanced scorecard. Balanced scorecard is basically used for strategy evaluation and control mechanism. It acts as a strategy evaluation and control technique. It basically create the balance between financial measures and non-financial measures, or in other words, it create a balance between financial objectives and non-financial objectives. This balanced scorecard will help you, or in other words, it will help you to balance between shareholder objectives and operational and customer objectives. In other words, it will help you to create a balance between financial objectives and strategic objectives. So actually, as I told you, that organization have three different levels, and most notable levels are four levels: corporate level, divisional level, functional level, and operational level. Smaller organization might have just three levels: corporate level, functional level, and operational level. Organization have large organization might have four levels, and small organization have just three levels, just like this: company level, functional level, and operational level. Company level might be owner and president in case of small organization, and functional level might be research and development, marketing department, information department, human resource, operation department. And operational level, plant manager, sales manager, production manager, and like these things. And in large companies we might have chief executive officers, then we have divisions, and then we have within the division or within the sub company we have marketing, finance, and functional departments, and then we have operational levels, operations. Like strategies that we follow at a corporate level, top level, so there are different kind of strategies that we follow at different levels, and at different levels of organization we pursue different kind of strategies. The first are like vertical strategies, vertical integration strategies. Vertical integration strategies include forward integration, backward integration, and horizontal integration. Forward integrations mean, for example, you are manufacturing clothes, and then you are selling those clothes to certain distributors and wholesalers, and then they are selling to the retailers. But now what you do, you were previously manufacturing cloths, and now you have set up your own outlets to deliver the product to the consumers. So now it means you have moved a step forward. So this is called forward integration. Previously you were just manufacturing cloths, stitching cloths, and then you were selling to the wholesalers and retailers to sell your products to consumers. But now what you have done, you have set up your own outlets. So that is forward example of forward integration. And similarly, you were stitching cloth, and now the cloth that was needed to convert raw cloth to a stitched cloth. So now you have started manufacturing cloth. Now you have set up a backward unit. You have installed a ginning and weaving plant, in order to manufacture raw cloth. So it means you step backward. So we will call it backward integration. And if you acquire, for example, you were having stitching units, and you acquire another stitching unit of you acquire your competitor, you acquire a stitching unit of your competitor. It means now you have two stitching units. So it means that is horizontal integration. So we can have either backward integration, forward integration, and we can have horizontal integration. So these are like types of integrations. We have intensive strategies. Intensive strategies include market penetration, market development, and product development. Market penetration means, for example, we are University of Saival, and we are offering certain programs, BBA, MBA, Executive MBA, MS Business Administration, and certain other programs. Now what we do, we are operating in Saival, and we want to increase our number of students. So we have existing products like BBA, MBAs, and existing programs. And what we do, we aggressively market our products. We launch marketing campaign, marketing efforts, brochures, videos, advertisement, TV adverts, billboards, and signboards to attract more students within the given market. So if we are doing these things, it means we are following market penetration strategy. It means we are seeking to increase market share for present products and services in the present market through greater marketing efforts. So this is going to be called market penetration. Market development, it means, for example, we have these BBA, MBA programs, and what we are offering these services in Saival. But now we decide to open a campus in Pakpatan or in Multan, and we have the similar products, but we are offering similar products in other market. So it means we did a market development. It's mean introducing present products and services into new geographical area. So this is called market development. Sometimes what we do, we remain in the same market, but we improve our existing products or launch new products. For example, we are already offering BBA, MBA, MBA Executive, MS Business Administration. Now we have launched another program, that is PhD Business Administration. So it means we develop a new product, but we are offering it within Saival. We have launched BBIS, Bachelor in Business and Information System, new product. So this is going to be called product development strategy. So I hope it's going to be clear. We have certain diversification strategies. Diversification can either be related diversification and can be unrelated diversification. Related diversification, adding new but related products or services. Unrelated diversification, adding new products but unrelated products and services. For example, we are University of Saival. Previously we are having 8 departments: law, computer science, physics, chemistry, business, economics, English, and psychology. We have these 8 departments, and now we decided to offer engineering degrees, engineering programs. within the university. So it means we have launched a new product, but this new product is related products. Engineering is a slightly different degree, but related teaching business or teaching profession, it falls within teaching profession. So it means product is different, but it is related, somehow related products. So it's gonna be called related diversification. We offer medicine, MBBS. We plan to offer a degree in medicine. Again, teaching profession. So somehow related, but slightly different product. So related diversification. For example, University of Saival decides to set up a cement plant. A cement is a different product, and it is nothing to do with the teaching business. So unrelated diversification. University of Saival set up a animal farm. New product and entirely different from the existing products. So unrelated diversification. So diversification can either be related diversification or can be unrelated diversification. Then we have certain defensive strategies. Defensive strategies include retrenchment, divestiture strategy, and liquidation strategy. Firstly, we need to discuss divestiture strategy. Divestiture strategy means that you do not sell the complete all the units of your company. If you are selling all the units of your company, then it is called liquidation strategy. Selling all of company's assets in parts for the tangible worth. If you're selling all the assets of the company, then it's called liquidation strategy. But sometimes you are not selling all the assets, you are selling part, you are selling a division, you are selling one department, you are selling one unit, a few units, or parts of the company, parts of assets. So then that's going to be called divestiture strategy. We have another strategy that is called retrenchment strategy. Retrenchment strategy means you are regrouping through cost and assets reduction to reverse declining sales and profits. For example, you are bringing structural changes within your organization in order to improve the sales. For example, company was having two different divisions, like they were having a fertilizer sector and they were having a food sector, and like they were having a milk division. They were having a transport. They were having separate transport for the fertilizer division, and they were having separate for the food division. Now, one unit was was not showing good performance, and there was decline in sales. So what you can do? For example, there was separate transport, so you can merge the transport. You can the same transport gonna be used for both units, and they are sharing the resources in order to deliver fertilizer and other products, the material. So in this way, it means you bring the structural changes, and through the structural changes, you are sharing the transport between the two units. So this is called retrenchment strategy. Similarly, both company was having warehouses, so you can share the warehouses, you can share the labor force. So in this way, you are bringing structural changes within your organization, within the divisions. So if you are adopting such kind of tactics in order to improve your performance and sales, so it's going to be called retrenchment strategy. We will have other strategies like retrenchment strategy, like many municipalities and reorganization, family farmers, small businesses. They're going to be discussed in chapter 7, 9, 11, 12, and 13. We have Porter's 5 forces generic strategies. In addition to this, these are called like bottom level strategies. We have cost leadership strategy and differentiation and focus strategy. Within cost leadership, we can either focus on cost, and we can focus on best value. Within the focus strategy, we can focus on low cost and we can focus on best value, but it's entirely dependent on us that which kind of strategy we are offering. So if the size of the market is large, and there are large number of players, little differentiation between the products. So then in that case, cost leadership strategy will be more suitable. But if the market size is very small, and then in that case focus strategy might be more useful. But sometime in large market we can follow focus differentiation and focus cost strategy, we can follow that. For type 1 and type 2 cost strategies, that was cost leadership and cost best value strategy. The first two strategies, like cost leadership low cost and cost leadership best value. So there are certain guidelines for these two strategies, that when you can follow these two strategies. We will follow these two strategies when there is a vigorous price competition, when supply of plentiful supply of identical products, when there are several identical products are prevailing in the market, little product differentiation exists in that market, product used in the same way, low cost to switch from one product to another product, large buyers are available. So if we have such kind of situation exists in the market, so in that case cost leadership strategy will be used. You have two choices, either low cost and best value. You can opt one of those strategies. Sometimes we can follow differentiation strategy, and differentiation will be through focus and through type 3 differentiation strategy. And differentiation strategy will be used many ways to differentiate, and buyers perceive the differences as having value. Diverse buyers need and uses, few rival firms offering similar differentiation approach. So like there are certain ways, there are certain reasons to offer differentiation strategy. Sometimes small niches are there, and large organizations are not covering those small niches. So you can offer focus strategy for those niches, for those markets. For example, industry leaders do not consider the niche crucial to their success. Industry leaders consider it costly or to differentiate to meet the need of this niche. Industry has many niches and segments. Few rivals are specialized in this target segment. So sometimes you can identify the niche, a small segment of the market, and you can offer the products accordingly. For example, you might have seen that in Saiwal there are small units who are offering IELTS services, who are like home tuitionings. So like they are trying to target the small niches, small segments of the market. So it means they are targeting niche. Large companies are not offering IELTS services, spoken English courses, and consultancy businesses. So niche market is there, small markets are there, so you can sometimes focus on niche segments. These are Porter's 5 forces strategies. Means for achieving strategies. You need to be clear that, for example, if you want to achieve those strategies, successfully achieve them, so you have to cooperate. You can merge your resources, you can develop cooperation with your competitors, among competitors. You can have joint ventures and partnerships. You can have mergers and acquisitions. You can outsource the services in order to serve the market. So in order to successfully accomplishing these strategies, so you can avail these options. If you can solely adopt and do these follow these strategies, so it's the best choice, you need to do it. But if there is market opportunity and you cannot do it, so it's better to get the help of your competitors. You need to outsource those services. You need to build ventures and mergers and acquisitions, so that you could avail that market opportunity. For example, you have seen that there are a lot of good institutions are operating in Pakistan. Say Punjab College. Take the example of Punjab College. So there are a lot of people who have bought the franchise of Punjab College. Punjab College, why there was need to invest and set up and the whole campus in a different city? Why not offer a franchise? So then the people who are buying that franchise, they are making the investments, they are constructing the building, they are doing each and everything, and they are now delivering their product. Now Punjab College is offering delivering their products at in different districts and cities. So like you can go for market development and differentiation and other strategies by following these means, but you have to make this decision by analyzing your internal situation and your strengths. Strategic management is also applicable in non-profit organization, governmental organization. So you can have similar strategies in educational institution, medical organization, and government agencies and departments. It is equally applicable in other non-profit organizations. Thank you very much. Take care. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Take care.